And we are live. Okay, so welcome. We're brewing again with the Ethiopian beans over here by Onibus. The beans are from Ethiopia, and yesterday it was a pretty decent cup of coffee, but it also had some qualities of over-extractedness, so we're gonna tweak our brewing recipe a bit today and hopefully get that away. And what we're going to do to remove the over-extractedness is to slightly change the grind size a bit coarser to extract less coffee from the beans. Not sure what else to say. Let's jump straight into it. I'll go down to the brew cam over here. Yoink. And we're measuring out 15 grams of beans. Like so. There we have the beans. Let's get them grinding. There we have the ground beans. And as always, if you have any coffee questions, feel free to post those in the comments. I usually love just courting questions as the brew goes on. Smells really good. Okay, let's get a glass. And our water. So first thing, as always, we're gonna preheat some things. Filter goes in. Good old preheat. And let's move it down to the brew cam. Like. I really love using fabric filters, but it's also kind of annoying to clean out every now and then, because if you just leave it, the pores will get kind of clogged. So I've been considering just stocking up on a lot of fabric filters. So I have 3 in total right now, but they're all kind of different, which is tough to use when you want to like have consistency in your brewing recipe. But yeah, it's nice to have multiple ones so you can let them dry out a bit and rotate them. Gonna toss out the water. So we're looking for 92 degrees Celsius water, so I'm gonna open this and let it cool down a bit. The easiest way to do this is to just add a dash of water. start this off, I'll pour in the grinds. I always love it when the sun is like shining perfectly on the grinds and the coffee device and beans. It's just such a good time to brew coffee. Ideal. Tear that. Check the water temp again. 92, looks good. And let's begin. We're pouring 255 grams of water, so let's begin. So we got 50 grams first, and then we give it a good stir. And then we wait. And then we pour. Like last time, I'm gonna segment the pours into 2 pours, just to keep it more consistent. So I'll pour the first one all the way up to 150. Right over here. And then I'll wait a bit, and then I'll do the second pour all the way up to 255. Bringing it even closer. Ooh. Really pushing the edges here. 255, right there. And then I'm actually gonna lift it a bit and give it a swirl. And then we wait. So Ethiopian coffee beans are the region that really got me into coffee. I feel like there was this one bean that I drank at a cafe that I used to work at called Nano Chala by Tim Windlebow, and it really just blew my mind as to what a light roast bean could be, and it just also brought me into those more floral and tea-like cups of coffee. And those beans, I still recommend them if you want to check them out at Tim Windlebow, because their roastery back in Norway, they're like stellar and produce an amazing array of light roast coffees that just have blown my mind every single time. So I've been to Norway, back to Norway once and visited that cafe, and it's super small and quaint, but just the quality of beans that come out of that area and region is just amazing. Really fascinating. Okay, so the drawdown is pretty much done here. Let's see. Like so. So the time was 3:40 here. Did it? Very flat and nice bed. espresso. Give it a stir. And there we go. Gonna let it cool down. And just like knowing that there's so many different types of coffee out there that you might have to explore and try out, like flavor profiles and different roast levels and different origins, really makes it tough for a newcomer to understand if they like coffee or not, because they might just try one style of coffee and kind of like brush off all the other cups of coffees as meh, I don't like coffee because I didn't like this cup of coffee. But it's all about trying like the whole spectrum of the rainbow and seeing if you find something that you enjoy. So always exploring and pushing the boundaries of what you buy and where you get your coffee from really goes a long way to open up your mind on the possibilities of coffee. Even just changing brewing devices also do a big thing. Like if you go from espresso to cold brew to drip coffee to even mixed drinks and stuff, just understanding what the potential of coffee is really allows you to appreciate coffee as a whole. Anyway, enough coffee talk on my memories. Let's give this a taste. So the first thing that I noticed that I was on the lookout for was if that dryness was there. So it's not, meaning this is a balanced extraction. It's not super sour or tart. So it's also not under extracted either, so it's balanced. And it has more of a silkiness now, and I think it's because that over extractedness that was in yesterday's cup disappeared, meaning that the other qualities of the cup now could shine through even harder and be a bit brighter. It has a slightly like too much of a tea-like consistency now. I feel like I wanted to tone down a bit there because it's teetering on the range of maybe like water range, and I just wanted to be a bit more silky and smooth and not have that like watery quality. The flavor is really good. It's like nice and comforting, and none of the acidities are sharp. None of the acidities are too intense. Like this is a cup of coffee I would drink all the time, I feel. If I just had this for the next 5 or so cups, I think I would enjoy it, but over the time I would probably want to mix it up a bit, but it's just a really solid and pleasant cup of coffee. Yeah, I think this is a really good point for this cup, as in, I don't know how I would tweak it other than try to really change two variables in opposite directions to mix up the composition of the cup to then get a different kind of like taste in here. But we've gotten to a really good point where I'm pretty satisfied with the cup of coffee. But for tomorrow, let's try to mix it up again. Let's see if we can do something even more drastic to change up this cup and make it maybe even better. So I kind of want to lean more into the brewing ratio and changing it even higher this time around. So we had a 1 to 17 brewing ratio. Let's try 1 to 18. And we'll go from there and see what's up. So I'll bring you over in a moment. Okay, so we're gonna, for tomorrow's last cup, we're going to brew with a 1 to 18 ratio. And that means that we'll still be using 15 grams of coffee, but this time 270 grams of water. And to compensate for this over here, let's see, oh, this is actually wrong. Because whenever you increase the brewing ratio, you're extracting more from the coffee because you're using more water. So I should actually be going down over here. But I don't want to bring it further down than 92 degrees Celsius. So let's change it somewhere else. So let's go into grind size and change it. So, like so. So we'll keep the water temperature the same, but we'll change it in the grind size. So here it's extracting more. So we need to extract less over here. So we're gonna go to 40. So we're increasing the grind size from 37 to 40, and that is to lessen the extraction, because when we increase the brewing ratio from 1 to 17 to 1 to 18, we're increasing extraction. So it's all about that balance of knowing how you can change a brewing variable to either increase or decrease extraction. And we'll see how that goes for tomorrow. And that's it for today's brew. Pretty straightforward, simple. Actually, let me write down over here that today's was pretty decent and delicious. Up over there. Yeah. Okay, so I'll see you tomorrow when we try out another change with our last brew with these Ethiopian beans. Sad times. I would totally buy more of these. Okay, so take care, have a good day. Drink your coffee, drink your water, stay hydrated, and peace.